Hello world, this is Computer Heat, and this is a live episode of Hello World series, the game between Insane C++, aka DevM, aka the Sunday Night Fights Season 4 champion, and... wait, he did win Sunday Night Fights Season 4. I'll have to look that up later. And he's playing against CommentatorNoggano, another really good player from the Company of Heroes 1 days, and someone who I haven't seen playing Company of Heroes 2 very much. I really don't know how Nagano likes to do this. I believe Nagano is Russian, and Insane C++ DevM is Portuguese. That I know for sure. DevM recently put out a little mini guide on how to properly play USF, and it involves lots of big flanks and also using Rifle Company, mainly focusing on the flamethrowers as the upgrade for your riflemen. And I'm really curious to watch how he does this. If you're watching this on Twitch right now, congratulations. You're going to have the chance to win some UKF trial keys that I got courtesy of Von Klug. Thanks to Von Klug for those. I have no idea where he got them, so we can interrogate him about that later. And yeah, hopefully Kilrathi Soldier will appear later. I wrote to him yesterday and talked to him on Thursday about doing some live casts today. We've got a few 2v2 replays, and I would much rather do those with someone else commentating with me than doing them solo. So we'll see if any of that occurs. Anyway, if you have to miss some of these, they'll be going up on YouTube. I got 20 keys to give away. If I don't give them all away during this, then I'll give away some on the YouTube channel, or just dump them all onto COH2.org's forums. DevM has gotten his first squad of veteran riflemen out, and his first squad of riflemen are going straight for the cutoff and trying to keep that fuel out of Nagano's hands. And Nagano is trying to go and get the fuel from DevM. It's nice to see he was putting out some sandbags earlier with his Volksgrenadiers. Excuse me. Anyway, let's have a look at the tactical map. Everyone's quite spread out. Looks like Nagano is about to get pushed off the fuel, but he should be able to complete the decap. And that's going to be a nuisance for DevM. He's lost his fuel income. He's lost his munitions income. Although... is he still connected? Yeah, he is still connected through here. We're just going to have an extended fight between these squads. Nagano might even want to jump into here. Nope, looks like DevM has vacated that sector, so he's going to remain... cut off, at least for a little while. Now that the squad is coming in on the flanks, these riflemen, let's see how long they can last. They managed to get 2 kills on the Storm Pioneers, so that's a good little win. We'll go back over to this bigger fight. Rifle squad already up to Vet 2. The power of those Vet riflemen. And DevM, I imagine he's going to want to get a good hold on munitions point so that he can get the early flamers on his rifle squads and get some nice flanks off with those. This is a good map for doing lots of flanking. So DevM was gone from the Company of Heroes 2 scene for a really long time. He played all through Sunday Night Fights, but then said the hell with it and moved on to other things. I think he was trying to become a pro League of Legends players for a while, actually. Hopefully could get him on at some point. I've never actually heard DevM before. Used to watch his channel a whole lot, but he's, for players who maybe didn't follow the first Company of Heroes very much, DevM is one of the best players ever in the first Company of Heroes, and he managed to put on some really exciting games for Sunday Night Fights, but that was really the last time that he played in a tournament in Company of Heroes 2, I believe, and that was more than a year ago. So the map is now getting the vertical split that we're used to seeing. Lieutenant is out for DevM, and I have not committed his build to memory, but I'm expecting there's going to be an M20 coming out next. And yes, the M20 just started building as soon as he got the 20 fuel necessary for that, and he'll use that to push around Nagano's infantry. Noggano's gotten the battle group headquarters, so he is able to upgrade Shreks, and he'll be able to keep his infantry nice and healthy, which will be necessary for fighting against the riflemen, especially once they start getting flamethrowers coming in. Most of DevM's force is now moving to chase off these Stern Pioneers. They're going to need to just back away. They probably shouldn't even try to contest here. They're taking damage, but they haven't taken any casualties yet. And Noggano's still managing to have a good hold on the left half of the map. He is losing his munitions point to DevM's rear echelon squad, and he hasn't taken the victory point yet. M20 is out, and immediately following that up is an ambulance. I forgot to check the rankings of the players, but DevM has managed to fly right up into the highest echelons of the auto match ladder. So if he's not, I mean, he stated publicly his goal is I'm going to get to #1 and win the tournament, which is the kind of braggadocio I like to see. So these unupgraded Volksgrenadiers, oh, there's an upgrade. As soon as that upgrade pops, DevM started backing away. His M20 and the rear echelon are already here to help fix it up along with the vehicle crew. Let's check around the rest of the map and see what's happening.
We now have parachute flares to scout enemy positions.
Oh, that was a nice grenade. DevM was a little slow in retreating there. That was beautiful. Threw it right. Perfect positioning of that. And this lieutenant squad's actually in a bit of trouble. They could have a difficult retreat path, although at the moment there's just a single squad in their way. If they retreat, they will probably go down across the road rather than through behind this fence. DevM may try to soft retreat with them. Vet 2 Volksgrenadiers are going to try to retreat. They're being chased by 2 squads, including this M20, but DevM knows that there's a Raketenwerfer up here, and he can't be too aggressive. Still, getting that kill is a huge win. Bit of extra damage goes in on the M20, and he's going to have to send that thing packing. So DevM has lost, oh god, I think he had 3 squads of riflemen, and then he got his lieutenant. So he lost that full squad of rifles, which is bad move. He should have... If he had stuck in cover and taken that grenade, I think it might not have done as much damage. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, retreating there, his guys went directly over the mine, or over the grenade. Boom, lose the whole squad. One thing I haven't seen DevM do in this game, which I've definitely seen other players do, is to get the fighting positions. And I wonder if we will see a fighting position at some point from DevM. He's a bit hurting for manpower right now due to the reinforcement costs and having to get himself another vet. Well, he got himself another rifle squad. It was a vet rifle squad, so it's slightly more expensive. There goes a grenade from DevM. Noggano stays in there, eats the grenade, doesn't take too much damage, and he's going to have to retreat that squad. Luckily for him, the vet rifles with the flamethrower didn't try to attack them. And we have breakthrough picked for Noggano. He's gotten himself a squad of Panzer Fusiliers. They use their anti-tank grenade to attack and just damage the engine of the M20, but there's almost no one better in the world at using light vehicles than DevM, so even though it has the damaged engine, it was going to be a trick to get the kill on that thing. And now DevM has managed to clear out the Raketenwerfer and steal it for himself. Nice move there. Another Panzer Fusilier squad from Noggano. And he is keeping up the map harassment with his Stern Pioneers. And it looks like they haven't upgraded the support package yet, so we don't have any minesweepers. And I wonder if he will do that. The M20 is really great at laying down those nasty anti-vehicle mines, but DevM's also really favoring using the flamethrowers on his rifle squads, and those are kind of expensive in the early game. 60 munitions. really liking all the trading of territories. Both of these players have got engagements going on multiple fronts all the time. There's never any squads that are just sitting idle, or, well, I say that, there's a squad sitting idle in here. They could be capturing the middle victory point. For the most part, there are no squads idle. I would really like to get DevM on and pick his brain about how, just the little details of how he controls big armies, big groups of units, pulling off flanks and the like, because a lot of the times you see people will just drag a big box like this, select all their squads, and move them at once across the map. And there are different schools of thoughts about how to properly micro. Yeah, doing this, grabbing all your guys in one big blob and moving them forward is not proper. Steven JF, for example, always used 1,000,000 hotkeys, like hotkey every single squad. I would even change the hotkeys of his different squads depending on where they were on the map. Rifles managed to close the distance on these Volksgrenadiers, and they're going to do terrible damage. Here comes another Vet 2 rifle squad. The squad in the house is going to be forced out. They jump out. It looks like they should be able to get away before taking too much damage. Nogano's got his new truck out. He has not teched beyond just the first tier 1 building, and he's starting to lose the map. DevM has gone Lieutenant and Captain, gotten himself. Oh, I thought that was an AT gun. That's the stolen Rakettenwerfer. But I don't know if he's going to go for the Stewart. I believe he likes the Stewart. He's got enough resources to get it right now if he wants to. Damaged engine on the M20, and it is going to be the Stewart. So we may actually see every tier from DevM. That was a bad move. Very nice move by Nogano to get in there with the Rakettenwerfer and sneakily destroy the M20. DevM is pushing all the way up into the base trying to kill this Panzer Fusilier squad. He could actually get... Oh, I thought he might try to throw a grenade across the road, but Nogano definitely would have been able to dodge that. And Noggin is losing his map control badly right now. I feel like he needs to tech up and get some other kind of solution. Trying to save up for a Yagtik would be, I think, suicide. On this map in particular, there's so many flanking routes. It's not particularly long, and there's a lot of shot blockers. So the question is really what it will be. You hear the Stewart. It's got such a nice engine sound on that thing. Here it comes. Starting to try to do the damage. As rear echelons and rifles move up to continue fighting these Volksgrenadiers, the sandbags are destroyed. And these Volksgrenadiers are going to have to retreat. They take 2 casualties. The bazooka will try to do a little bit of damage to soften this thing up with the Rakettenwerfer. And yeah, apart from that, Nogano doesn't have a whole lot in terms of anti-tank. First shot from the Rakettenwerfer does about 40% damage to the Stewart. Certainly not going to be enough without anything else to back it up. A lot of times I've seen, in most of the games that I've watched with OKW versus USF, it's been a tier 2 build to get a fast Puma to fight against what is usually either an M20 or a fast Stewart, and the Puma can beat the Stewart quite handily. Alright. Nogano still pushed quite far back, and DevM is getting himself another squad of riflemen. Captain really hasn't done very much. The Lieutenant, on the other hand, has gotten himself a few kills. He's nearly up to Vet 3. Should be able to handle this squad of Sturm Pioneers by itself, no problem. Tier 4 is going up in the base for Nogano. Nice positioning of the truck to actually have the rear of it facing towards the front lines so that the gun won't have to rotate when it decides to start shooting. New Panzer Shrek purchased on Noggano's Volksgrenadiers. All these clumped up infantry, they're going to be very vulnerable, particularly to the flamethrowers. The AoE on the Stuart is pretty pathetic. Noggano's been very good about moving his Rakettenwerfer out of cloak, then putting it in cloak immediately once he wants it to fire, which, I mean, like I said, he was someone who played a whole lot of the first Company of Heroes and was quite good at it, and that was the trick that you really needed to do whenever you were using a pack. Don't think these rifles are going to have a very good time attacking forward, but here comes some white phosphorus artillery, and that is going to chase away everything from Noggano, or actually it's just forcing him to reposition. Vet 3 rifles doing a ton of damage, but heading down to just 2 men, I don't think DevM's going to want to risk losing that squad. They're going to back away. DevM's had this Rakettenwerfer for so long, but it's had nothing to do this entire game.
All done over here. Reinforcements in. Might just make it. Steady up, fellas. I got orders coming.
Now, check over. DevM's not gotten a major yet. I'm curious to see if he will get a major at all during this game.
Crowds show 300 points on their line.
50 cal is up to try to suppress these squads.
Can be delivered to cover our men.
I really like the sound the 50 cal makes. So, I mentioned that DevM wrote a big post on playing USF according to his style. But Lemon also wrote a really great guide. If you're more interested in 2v2s, I recommend you find Lemon's guide on playing 2v2 as USF. I also happen to know there's more guides in the works on COH2.org. They'll be out soon. But Lemon, his advice was don't try to rush for tanks. Get support weapons. Go lieutenant. Go captain. Like, go both of those tiers. Basically tech through either tier 1 then tier 2 or tier 2 then tier 1, but don't go like lieutenant major. And that rushing straight to tanks is a bit of a trap. I think that was his phrasing exactly, actually. P4 is in production from Noggano, and that is going to handle everything that is in DevM's army at the moment. And DevM is going to need to get something else. He's gotten himself a major. So he now has access to all of the regular major tanks plus the Easy 8. Now I wish I'd read what DevM had written a little more closely so I could know, I can make a nice prediction as to what he's going to get. I think he will probably get an Easy 8. That's my guess.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Rear echelon squad dies. I don't know why DevM is moving forward when he knows the Schwerpanzer headquarters is here. It's not like he has Rakettenwerfer around to get some sneaky shots at it. Noggano's P4 has arrived. There's fighting over at the right victory point. Noggano really needs to get some victory points under his control. He's currently triple capped and is down to just about 200, taking less than 50 off of DevM's count. Volksgrenadiers are picking up vet. At the same time, so is DevM Stuart. Oh. So DevM will know what's up now. Wow, even the machine gun managed to get a little bit of vet. I'm surprised it's gotten killed. I haven't noticed it really doing a whole lot. Noggano's been so good about retreating, and there's a nice crush by the Panzer IV. It gets a damaged engine, however, and it's going to be forced to back away and get some repairs from the Sturm Pioneers. DevM's going to try to get a little bit of damage on there with the... Ooh. with the bazookas from the captain. Wow, nice attack by the just stick and run to clear out the Rakettenwerfer. That's going to need to be recrewed. And there's a first squad of Obersoldaten are coming up. I wonder if Nogano will decide actually to salvage that. No, he's going to recrew it. Salvage would be a bit wasteful at the moment. He's too far off from being able to afford anything else. Any more vehicles, so the 5 extra fuel that would give him would not really be worthwhile. Tries to block the pathing of this retreating squad with his P4, but no luck there. He may be able to come in and do a bit of damage to the Stuart. Here comes the P4 to support. Stuart's up to vet 2 with 17 kills, and the P4 misses. Looks like it is going to be an easy 8 for DevM.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
I'm trying to remember what I've said before in previous casts and what I haven't. I've recorded a few and threw them out because honestly the games weren't that great. But I'm really pleased at the changes to call-in tanks and tying them to teching and the like. So it's nice to get to see this light vehicle play from DevM. And, well, Nogano could have done it too. I suppose the P4 is not the heaviest tank. He's got a medium tank. DevM also has a medium tank. But really, you get quite tired of watching players just save up all of their fuel to call in one huge tank, and then the whole game focuses around whether or not that tank lives or dies. Alright, P4 really failing to have much of an impact yet. It is okay, that's not true. It hasn't done a whole lot of damage, but it has allowed Nogano to come out from his base and take back parts of the map. He's managed to get the bottom BP back. He's taking the middle right now. He's getting a fuel point back under his control, and he was just contesting the top as well. DevM may be trying to get off a flank coming in on this pocket. He's got squads in the middle. He's got vehicles up at the top. They look like they are preparing to make an attack. This Stuart, I'm surprised the crew hasn't gotten out to start repairing it. It seems like something he can do pretty safely. Oh, Rakettenwerfer's in trouble. It's gonna get cleared out. P4 is charging straight up the middle. The vehicles at the top of the map are not moving yet. They're starting to come down now. Here they come. The Rakettenwerfer is exposed. P4 should start moving back, and I really hope that we'll get to see the Stuart use some of its special abilities right now. Here it comes. Shell shock on the P4. Nagano's not microing his Rakettenwerfer properly. Here it goes. It's going to try to get some shots on the Easy 80. Maybe able to kill off the Stuart if he's quick about it. Doesn't look like it. The Easy 8 takes a fair chunk of damage. It's going to have to back away, and it looks like every side is going to be able to hold on to their vehicles, and no significant losses from either side. The DevM's probably going to try to use attack move to destroy this Rakettenwerfer. He hasn't connected with it yet, and Nogano should be able to steal it back. He actually cloaks it immediately. He's going to try to get an extra shot off on this Easy 8, but it's not going to work. And the Lieutenant, I would say, had the advantage until the P4 came up, and now the Lieutenant's going to have to back away. Easy 8 misses, gets main gun destroyed from a frontal penetration from the P4, which is now up to Vet 1. Ooh. Rakettenwerfer's happy it finally gets something to do. Very nice use of special abilities on the Stuart. Once again, I really don't know why he didn't repair that. Down it goes, out of control. That didn't have to happen. Rakettenwerfer's firing at the wrong target. And the captain appears to be out of range. Machine gun is clear, and there are a ton of troops from Nogano in the middle of the map right now. Nogano's actually getting himself a Luke, so this is an interesting pick. I guess he feels that he can handle the vehicles decently enough, and he just needs something to help kill this infantry faster. So the Luke should be a great choice for that. Nogano still doesn't have a steady source of fuel. He keeps losing the point at the bottom. He's getting quite low on victory points. He's going to need to make a move down there soon. He's losing this point to the riflemen. VPs are no longer draining right now. Very nice grenade dodge just from one bit of green cover to the other, taking no casualties in the process, and these are up to vet 4, so they should start... When do they start recovering health? Obersoldaten plus the Lukes should be able to chase these vet 3 rifles away. The Obersoldaten may just want to back away and let the Lukes do the damage. A nice cookies and cream pattern there, and the rifles get retreated. It may go down if DevM is unlucky, or alternatively, if Nogano is lucky. Here comes the Easy 8. DevM's rifles are fighting in the center of the map. The Easy 8's going to focus on trying to kill the Stern Pioneers. They go away. Oh, big grenade. Kills a squad of riflemen in the center. I think that may have been... I think that was the lieutenant squad that just died in the center. I believe a grenade from those Panzer Fusiliers. They take a grenade as well. Take a couple of casualties, but are able to retreat on back to base. This territory point's actually uncapturable because the Major is in it and is vet 3, so and set up. So DevM is really feeling the bleed from these last couple of fights. He's down to just 20, single digits in terms of his manpower as he's forced to reinforce all of his squads. The Lukes is going to make his life even harder right now. That's going to be very good at countering any squads that try to harass the flanks. Now, lone rifle squads are not going to be able to operate safely. Oh, this Vet 3 rifle squad's in quite a bit of trouble as the 2 Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers come up to the center of the map. DevM's trying to get back up to the top of the map. I don't know how long this captain has been in this house. Last time I checked, he was over here. Oh, Rakettenwerfer is cleared out. Rifles are getting cut down as well. What is he doing? There goes a grenade, but no way that's going to hit Nogano. Looks like DevM was trying to micro around his vehicles down at the bottom of the map. He is taking back the victory point down there. He knows that if he can get a decent hold on 2 of the victory points, he doesn't need to keep them very long. He's got Nogano down to just 27. Wow, his P4 is getting really brave. Could go down here. Gets a damaged engine. And then it's got to fight the Easy 8 at point blank range. Easy 8 should kill it in one more hit. Looks like something bounced off the front. 2 frontal deflections. That is a lucky P4. And DevM should probably get chasing after it. Oh, Easy 8 fires at the Volksgrenadiers rather than at the P4. A couple extra hits. Another bounce on this P4. This is ridiculous. Oh, thankfully for him, this Sherman does have its engine, is able to get the kill, and should be able to back away. He could actually keep pushing even harder straight up the middle and try to kill try to kill the Lukes as well. He's gonna harass the Obersoldaten down at the bottom, and he may even be able to get the kill. Obersoldaten retreat, and the Easy 8 is gonna head on back home for repairs, unless he gets killed right here. Very nice seeing Nogano moving the Rakettenwerfer around to follow after these squads. The ambulance was destroyed. DevM's army is just falling apart right now. He may still be able to win on victory points. Nogano really should move a squad in here to stop that cap. Now he's going to have to waste time getting that sector back up into his own hands. Picks up the flamethrower. He'll take that point back for himself. DevM is down to just captain, major, 2 rifle squads, and this easy 8. Still, he has a huge advantage in terms of victory points, and he did manage to kill that P4, which was giving him a lot of headaches. I don't know why Nagano isn't going up and taking this territory point down also. He needs to get as firm a hold on the VPs as he possibly can. Rakettenwerfer retreats, and DevM is committing his entire army to taking back this victory point at the bottom. Well, except for the Easy 8, of course. New P4 is in production, and I think that if Nagano can hold DevM off for just a little bit longer, he should really be capturing the top territory point, or the top victory point right now. Come on, go, 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 go. You need to trade at least. They can't afford to let DevM raise this territory point and have 2 victory points in his control. Flamers versus flamethrowers, particle effects battle. DevM nicely dodges that grenade again. Apart from that first grenade that wiped the squad, I guess there was another grenade that wiped the lieutenant, but DevM has done a great job. Both of these players have done a great job of dodging the grenades over and over again. VPs are even at the moment, and they are about to go in the favor of CommentatorNoggano as the new Panzer IV arrives. And a regular Sherman as well for DevM. Oh. A bit of a hitch right there. For anybody who's watching on Twitch, might be complaining about volume levels and whatnot, I don't have 2 monitors, and my laptop is currently without an operating system, so I don't feel like Alt-Tab switching out to look at the chat yet. Oh! Ooh, low health major goes down. And what shells we have loaded in here? The armor-piercing shells are in here, but P4 is just extremely lucky in all of the misses and bounces it's been getting. Nagano jumps out of the top of the map and retreats back home. Does take an extra casualty in retreat, but he has enough resources that just reinforcing 1 extra dude is not going to be such a problem. DevM, I don't know where he's finding these resources. I guess he's just not been reinforcing his squads because he has lost quite a lot, so you can definitely see the difference. He's getting an extra 50 manpower per minute. That is definitely going to change once this new Sherman comes out. And I suspect we'll have the Easy 8 on anti-tank duty while the Shermans go around with their high explosive rounds equipped to try to deal with all these Volksgrenadiers and Panzer Fusilier squads. Easy 8 gets a damaged engine. Should be okay, although there is a Panzer Shrek coming up towards it. I don't see the P4 moving down to try to get the kill. It is starting to turn now, but probably a bit too much of a risk to try to do that. DevM currently in possession of no VPs at all. And DevM's not going to try to use repair critical to get the engine back quickly. He's just going to go for a standard repair. Okay, now I can quickly tab out. No. There we go. Hello. Alright. There are people watching. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm gonna give away some UKF. I need to not say OKF. I keep saying OKF. Some United Kingdoms forces, the new faction. Got some trial keys courtesy of Von Klug, and we're giving those away after this game. Some of them anyway. We've got 20 keys, so that's plenty to give away. I do hope to get in a couple of replays cast, so I have a few more saved up that I want to watch. And yeah, let's continue talking about this game. There is a fight going on after all. Abandon, Sherman. Noggano's been doing a great job with this P4 so far. Well, I think mostly he's just been really lucky. Is that a frontal deflection on the wreck of the Sherman? I believe it was. Down it goes. DevM's tanks are in really bad shape. This P4 could try to go in. Probably be better off going after this Sherman than trying to go after the Vet 3 Easy 8. Damaged as it is. Damaged though it is. Noggano's got a fair bit of fuel saved up. I won't know if he will go for anything with that. Doesn't have quite enough for a P4, and getting a Panzer is probably overkill given what he's facing. Haven't seen this Luke's move in a while. There's not a whole lot of infantry left for it to fight, but it could be good if he sees a squad retreat and he knows where DevM's tanks are to just rush the Lukes into the base, have it plop down here and kill whatever retreats. Still sitting idle. Game right here, be quite good, especially right here. Ooh, big flamer burst kills 2 members of the captain's squad. Rakettenwerfer gets ran the fuck over. Rifles retreating. Oh, they go down to a flame crit on retreat. Man, changes to the flamethrowers I think are pretty nice in the recent patch. DevM not giving up despite his army just falling apart. He knows he's got time on his side, but if he keeps losing squads, it's not gonna matter. Damn. Looks like the Lukes. What? Something went down. No, that was the Sherman going down. Probably up here at the top. And Noggano can send something over to salvage that, get himself a little bit of extra fuel, get himself a little bit closer to getting another P4, which I think would be a great pick right now. Volksgrenadiers are going to retreat, they're down to 1 man, and is DevM going to be crazy enough to go try to chase them down? Looks like no, instead he's going to go send his Easy 8 crew over to capture this sector while he repairs. Left unsalvaged. That's really too bad. He had enough squads up there that he easily could have done that safely. Oh boy. Oh, ooh, quick reflexes from DevM gets his squads back inside. You don't want to take damage while repairing and showing your butt to a Luke's. Luke's takes a ton of damage. Could actually go down. Looks like it's going to make it around the corner. Is that a main gun destroyed critical still on the Sherman? Changes to the criticals are also really nice. DevM gets out. He is not using repair critical. Can't tell how many crits that has applied to it when the crew is not inside. But here come the Volksgrenadiers with their Panzerschrecks to try to finish it off once again. Oh, this poor Sherman. Just can't catch a break over there. Gonna take damage on the rear armor. One more hit and it'll go down. Easy 8 is about to be trapped as well. I don't... Popping smoke might even be worthwhile to try to get out of here. A bunch of misses. I think one of them was frontal deflection that still did a bit of damage. Luke's gets called back into action. There goes the smoke, and DevM's going to have to do some extremely fancy driving to get out of there. Ooh. Oh, down it goes. Down goes a rifle squad. Now a Scott from DevM. I don't think the Scott's a particularly great choice. I think he would have been better off the Shermans. Though the Shermans have not been cutting it really. See if you can try to get a lucky wipe on this retreating squad. Out jumps the crew. Vet 2, almost Vet 3 P4 is going to go deal with that. There's not a damn thing Scott can do about it. And there's almost nothing DevM can do against it at all, period. He has this single Sherman to fight against the P4. Soon to be another P4. He's not giving up. He knows his chances are decent if he can... Oh... Okay, they're not decent, but, you know, the possibility is still there. Oh, God, and he loses too many members of the crew to even be able to recrew the vehicle. This vehicle crew is gonna get killed by the Stern Pioneers. Down they go. It's a shame that Nagano, once he got the crew down solo, didn't just leave the empty vehicle for himself. Bottom of the map is heavily defended by 3 squads. There's 2 P4s ready to react to whatever comes. And a Lukes as well to deal with any harassing any single squads attempting to capture VPs. You know, gotta credit DevM for sticking in this game when victory seems so distant. A new machine gun is in production. Looks like DevM's gonna try to secure 1 VP for himself. Hold on to it with that, but I think the Lukes around just completely makes the machine gun useless. And here's a bit of salvaging going on. Let's see if Nagano remembers that there's another vehicle wreck over there that he can salvage. He's only at 80 pop caps, so he can afford to continue expanding his army. It's too bad the Storm Tiger isn't, there's a doctrinal unit now. That would be fun to watch, just for the lulz. This P4 is taking quite a bit of a beating. It's going to have to back away. The Sherman can threaten it. It's now defended by a Raketenwerfer and these Panzer Fusiliers who can get a damaged engine. This can secure a damaged engine on the Sherman. Machine gun is moving forward. Let's see how far it can see. Wow, immediately suppresses the Panzer Fusiliers. I didn't think that was going to happen. Not in the first burst. And here comes the Lukes to do, well, as predicted, immediately counter the machine gun. Wow, it's doing horrible damage. Anti-tank grenade penetrates, but vehicles are at full health now. They thankfully cannot get convenient vehicles of this. I think it's the health. I don't think it's the I don't think it's the classification of the tank. Anyway, a Sherman can't get a damaged engine off a rifle grenade or a Panzerfaust, and the same thing with the P4. Not at full health. Oh, main gun destroyed. This Sherman's in trouble. He's backing directly into the main gun of the P4, and he brews up nicely. DevM now also in the double digits in terms of his victory points. We'll have a nice tour of my country home, occupied by some unwelcome Volksgrenadiers. Volks failed to capture the munitions point. They're going to retreat, and it may cost them their lives. They did wait quite a long time to do that. They actually dropped their Panzerschreck, and it looks like DevM sees that and is going to try and nab it for himself. The G43s have been upgraded on the Panzer Fusiliers. Nagano waited until he had everything else nearly everything else he could possibly want on his squads before getting that. I'd actually kind of like to see him pressure all the way up here and maybe even use sector artillery. Or assault artillery, excuse me. Ugh. These sectors are so small on this map that assault artillery can be a little weird. Oh. Panzer Fusiliers would kill this guy with his telepathic control of this machine gun, but DevM throws in the towel. Presumably it was DevM that threw in the towel and not Noggano surrendering. But so that'll be the end of the first game for today. I'm going to have a look in the chat and use the little plug-in that I found to try and summon up some winners for some UKF codes. So if you're watching on YouTube, the video is going to end right now, and if you're watching on Twitch, it's going to keep going.